Welcome back to my MO5 Mini, and last weekend I tried to get it running and got all the steering and all that sorted out and all the trim sorted out, and got the battery in and actually had a quick go, and it's undrivable for two main reasons. But first I'm going to run you through the other issues I've had with this kit, because there's been quite a few. So the first issue I had was there was a brace coming out the back of here, and I understand from a few comments that was for the version 2 chassis, with something to do with the rear suspension. And it sort of came out here and went back in. If you go to the last video, you'll see where it was. But basically it wouldn't allow the body to go all the way down, so that brace would actually stop the body from going down at the back. You can see it's very tight already. Get this on. But yeah, it's sat down there and you can see that's very tight already. The body's already a pain to get on anyway. But yeah, you can see there's not a lot of room back there, and with that brace coming out the body won't come down at all. So that was the first issue I had. The second issue is when you put a battery in. Now I've managed to sort of somehow fix this, but you can see the width of the mini body isn't very wide, and neither is the chassis is almost as wide as the width of the body, and the cables for the battery actually poke out a little bit when you put it in. So I've managed to I had to zip tie the battery in and the cable across and pull it as tight as I could to keep those battery cables in. And what it did do is it splayed out the side of the body, made a big bulge in it like that, so I've managed to keep that down, but it is bulging out a little bit, and the other side bulges out too. So the battery tray is actually, let me just move the camera up and you'll be able to see. The battery tray is too wide for the body. Like you can see, it's touching on that side and that side. It's touching both sides, which is a bit stupid to be honest. But now the main reasons why I can't drive this car. So I'm using the little bit of spare room in the sort of the workroom area. So it's not very big, but I've given the body I've just tightened the body a little bit just to give it a better chance. This is with zero steering adjustment, sort of endpoint wise. This is just 100% either side. This is just as the servo is standard. So it rolls fine. But if I do a bit more steering, can you hear that? I'll do it the other way. That's really bad. That is the front wheels hitting the body. Yeah, that's pretty major. So now I'm going to adjust the endpoints and tell you sort of how bad that is. So I've adjusted it. You can hear no sort of body rub from the front wheels. So going forward's not too bad, it's the back as well that you've got to test as well. So that is going right, that's a 70% endpoint, and going left it's a 45% endpoint. So my turning radius now going left is atrocious. So if I get as far to the right as I can, I mean, bearing in mind this is on carpet, but if I turn fully left, and let me just get a bit further forward. If I turn fully left, that's terrible turning radius. If I turn right, it's going to obviously be a bit better because the percentage is higher, but it's still pretty bad. Look at that. It's terrible. So yeah, that's a major issue that I'm going to have to sort out. I might have to shave the body down a little bit, even more. I mean, it's cut to where it says it should be, but it's still really bad. So yeah, that's a pretty major issue there. And it's just there's no steering really, especially going left. It's awful. So yeah, that's one of the issues I ran into. So now with the body off, bearing in mind that last endpoint bit, I actually did give the body, make that body a bit higher. When it was lower, it was even worse. So take that into consideration, because I quite like the low stance, but I had to make it a bit higher, so not very good. But yeah, this is the other issue. So I've taken the endpoints back off, so now it's got sort of full steering. And that's sort of the maximum we can get out of it, really. It's pretty good, but let me just put some throttle with that steering. So forward is pretty much okay. So let me just start to turn. Go the other way. That's some pretty serious chatter going on there. Look at that. Now I've had this problem previously with a TT01. That had the same sort of front suspension chatter when you were steering, but it wasn't as bad as that. Let me just show you again. I mean, that's vibrating the whole table. That's really bad. So yeah, that's another problem we're going to have to fix, and that pretty much makes it undrivable. That's compromising the whole front suspension and driveline. I don't really trust that. It's going to wear out the bearings really fast, and it's going to start sort of wearing out these plastic parts as well, so big issue. Here's a close-up of that chatter. So you can see there's already quite a lot of play in that front suspension anyway. If I move this wheel up and down, whilst keeping the chassis still, of course. There's a load of play in the kingpins, in the kingpin area. And there's already a shim in there as well, but I didn't have enough. So that's a lot of play. There's a lot of play in the steering, but that's because of that, and I'm not going to blame that on Tamiya. But yeah, there's already a lot of play there. Let me just do some throttle and steering. See, that's not even on maximum steering lock. Yeah, really bad. Really bad, and I'm surprised Tamiya have actually shipped it like that. So I've got to try and find a solution to that problem now, because I can't really drive it. That's going to just wear out everything. It's going to wear out the gears inside, the bearings, and the drive shafts, drive cups, and bearings in this hub as well, and probably the plastic bits as well, so not good. So yeah, that's the problems I'm having with my MO5 at the moment. It looks great, it looks absolutely fantastic, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out, but there's some major issues with this kit, and I just cannot recommend it to anyone. The body fitment is terrible. Having to hacksaw a piece of the chassis off just to make the body fit is completely wrong, and shouldn't be happening at all. Having the battery fitment like that is awful as well. I mean, you can see now the body's still bowed out a little bit, which I think is just really bad. And the front rubbing with the tyres on the front of the body is bad as well. I've cut that as sort of as close as I can to the line that it's suggested, and it's still rubbing, even with a 45% endpoint adjustment. And that front suspension chatter is obscene. It's awful, and I'm going to have to fix it. I can't drive it doing that. I'm going to start breaking parts. So yeah, I'm not happy. I can't recommend this kit to anyone at the moment. I have seen a few suggestions. I've got the TT01 diff locker, the old one that I did use. I'm going to try that, see if that helps. I don't think it will. So I think it's going to have to be a new diff and universal drive shafts, which is going to be another expense. They're quite expensive. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on the fixes that I make to this chassis to try and make it drivable. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the body rub, but I'm sure I can find a way of fixing that. So yeah, that's why I can't drive this MO5 at the moment. I tried to get it sorted for a mini show last weekend, and then I encountered these problems and thought I won't bother. So yeah, I'm going to try and get this fixed and get it running so I can actually drive it. It would be nice. I'll keep you guys updated on the Facebook and Twitter pages, and on YouTube as well. So if you want to check out those pages, links are in the description. If you've got any feedback, if you've got any comments, any suggestions on how I can fix these issues, let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're having the same problems, let me know. So yeah, that's my little rant video, and a little video on the worst kit I've ever had from Tamiya, the MO5. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on RC Projects. Bye.